Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. Today we're talking niacinamide, what I think might just be the biggest lie in skincare, especially when you look at the way that brands promote niacinamide as an ingredient and the formulations that they use. Lots has changed in terms of the niacinamide world in the last 12 months, and brands are now offering lower concentration options and have really switched their messaging around when it comes to this viral ingredient. However, these changes have really exposed a lot of almost shady goings on behind the scenes that I wanted to talk about in today's video. At the end, of course, I'm going to return those positive vibes, and I want to share with you the good guy niacinamide serums, those ones that genuinely deserve a place in our skincare routine and I think are worth every last bit of your coin. But in the meantime, sit back, relax, let's talk all things niacinamide. Now, before we get into today's video, I would love to know your own hot take on this ingredient. Are you completely in love with niacinamide and never want to do without it in your skincare routine? If you are, let me know by reaching down into the comments and leaving the heart emoji. Share with me your niacinamide before and afters, and also let me know any personal favorite products that you have. If you're somebody that is completely over the niacinamide hype, maybe you never got it in the first place, let me know by leaving the cross emoji, and again, state why. Why didn't it work or appeal to you? That way we can really get the conversation going. Here on Mad About Skin, I always paid partnership and sponsorship free. By turning down that coin, I can speak freely about brands, and in the case of today's video, in a less than favourable light without them worrying that they might cut me off financially. I don't take any coin from any brands, and so I can always speak from the heart. If you want to support me as an independent content creator and an independent voice in the skincare community, the best way of doing that is by reaching down and giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. The more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So from the bottom of my heart, love to each and every one of you. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So, niacinamide. As an ingredient, it's been one of the most searched for and best-selling for the past 7 years. It seemed that just about everyone wanted to get their hands on a niacinamide serum for their skincare routine, and brands really took advantage of that. The number of niacinamide serums on the market exploded, and just about every brand had one within their collection. In some cases, they had multiple different iterations and different serums that contain this ingredient. Now, niacinamide is a B vitamin. It's one of the many B vitamins that you might find in skincare, and it does have some really great benefits. However, we'll come on to this a little bit later, some of those benefits have been hyped and kind of gone into overdrive. But really what it can do for our skin is if used consistently, it can have some benefits when it comes to fading hyperpigmentation and achieving a more even skin tone. It also can work to help regulate some of the oil levels in the skin. So if you're someone that's particularly oily or acne prone, niacinamide could be a great ingredient. It's also a decent antioxidant. It's not the most potent antioxidants out there, but it definitely does have some antioxidant benefit, which will protect the skin from free radical damage. That's the truth about niacinamide, what it really can do. But brands took advantage of us, the consumer, knowing how popular niacinamide was and kind of ran with it. Now, the recent changes that we've seen with a lot of brands actually pulling their niacinamide serums from their collections because they're just not selling as well as they used to, and in a lot of cases actually reformulating their products with lower doses of niacinamide than what previously they contained. This has actually exposed quite a few different things that I think are kind of worth talking about today. Often in the skincare community, you'll hear people say, well, the brands are selling these products, so they must be good. Or the brand says this, so it must be true. And we always need to remember, brands are out there to make money. Whatever that brand is, they're out there to get those cash registers ringing. And sometimes the marketing and the way that products are sold aren't necessarily in us, the consumer's favor. And so let's talk about this in a little more detail. So first up, niacinamide concentrations. Now, any study that's ever been published into niacinamide shows that in the vast majority of cases, you should be using it in a 1 to 5% concentration. This concentration band actually delivers some amazing results, equaling out the skin tone, minimizing oil production and acne breakouts, and also protecting the skin from free radicals. But it does so in a way that won't cause excess irritation, sensitivity, and dryness. These same studies show that if you start to stretch and increase that strength to say 10%, 15%, you still get these benefits, but you also get a lot of side effects to boot. And so Like I say, this scientific studies show that use your niacinamide in a 1 to 5% strength to get all the great benefits with fewer risk of side effects and irritation. Now, brands know this. They've known this for years, but they decided that because niacinamide was so popular, they'd play into the consumer's belief that the higher percentage, the better results you're going to see. And so it almost became like a game of always trying to get the highest percentage in a product. We started to see 10% strengths emerge, such as the Ordinary. Then Naturium came out with their 12%, a little bit of one-upmanship to go 2% higher. We saw Paula's Choice come out with a 20% niacinamide, and I've even seen concentrations of 25% available. This is all ridiculous. In some very specific cases, when people have quite advanced acne or very out of control oil production, a 20% niacinamide might actually be beneficial. But for the 1% that would actually work for, there's a whole suite of people that are using too high a strength and getting a lot more sensitivity and irritation than they ever need if they just followed the studies. Or the brands made it easy for us and actually formulated in a responsible concentration. Now that niacinamide isn't as popular as it used to be, that people are removing it from their skincare routine because they've had adverse reactions to it, or they've not got the results that they want, brands no longer feel the need to chase those percentages. So a lot of brands are now reformulating their niacinamide concentrations down to that 5% where honestly they should have been at all the time. This kind of proves, all this behavior proves that brands always knew that 5% was kind of the sweet spot. They were only going with higher concentrations because they wanted to chase those sales. I think CeraVe are a great example of this. Their moisturizing lotion always had a really nice dose of niacinamide in, and people loved this product. They got great results, and it definitely was a cult favorite for a reason. Then CeraVe decided to increase the amount of niacinamide across their whole skincare range. And as a result, people started complaining their former favorites are now burning and irritating their skin. And a lot of people struggled to work out why. It was because they've really hyped up the amount of niacinamide and it just wasn't agreeing with people's skin. Now that the niacinamide craze has kind of ended, you're seeing CeraVe are now reformulating back downwards the amount of niacinamide to a much more responsible level. This to me is shady. Brands should be leading by example and saying, actually, we stand by our formulations. This is the best for your skin, not tweaking and tinkering with things in order to get higher sales at the detriment of people's skin. Shady, shady, shady. And I think the recent changes have kind of exposed that. Another issue with niacinamide is the way that brands used it to promote their products. Now, niacinamide is okay at doing a lot of things. You know, it's okay at fading hyperpigmentation. It's okay at balancing oil levels and reducing acne. And it's okay as an antioxidant. But it's not amazing at any of these things. However, brands didn't worry about that. They just put niacinamide, which is super cheap to formulate with, in their product, and then they could claim it was a hyperpigmentation serum. Put a dose of niacinamide in something and say it's an anti-acne formulation. They really use niacinamide as a way of just hyping up the product and what it could achieve. Some of the best examples of these are La Roche-Posay and SkinCeuticals. Both brands were definitely guilty of using niacinamide to hype the outcomes that you're going to get from their products. The SkinCeuticals Discoloration Defense Serum costs £130 here in the UK, and honestly is nothing more than a glorified niacinamide serum. You know, the sort of thing that you could get at the drugstore for like $12, £10. Nothing majorly special here, but because it contained niacinamide, they could say that it would fade hyperpigmentation, help you achieve more even skin tone. It will at the margins, but there are far better ingredients such as kojic acid, alpha-arbutin, tranexamic acid, all things that could absolutely do that. Now, SkinCeuticals, after the craze of niacinamide died down, actually went back to the drawing board and reformulated this product to use tranexamic acid, which is actually a better hyperpigmentation ingredient all around, alongside that niacinamide, and they kept the price point the same. So they've been selling as a Duff product for years. They now realise that niacinamide isn't sort of the catch-all it used to be, so they went back to the drawing board and created a better product. Again, this sort of shady behaviour wasn't just happening with La Roche-Posay and SkinCeuticals. It was kind of an industry-wide thing where brands will put a touch of niacinamide in something and kind of call it a holy grail and proclaim it to be able to do everything for our skin. It can't, and I'm really glad that this sort of behaviour is kind of now stopped. Niacinamide, this is where I say niacinamide is one of the biggest lies in skincare. Does a lot of things okay, but it's not a game changer. It's not one of those ingredients that's gonna do it all. There's always a better ingredient for each specific skin concern. And again, brands knew that, and the way that a lot of them are now reformulating or using other ingredients alongside niacinamide shows They knew that all along. Shady, shady, shady. However, whilst I'm a little bit disappointed by the actions of a lot of the big skincare brands, it doesn't mean that we should discount niacinamide altogether. Using a touch of niacinamide in your skincare routine can absolutely support with hyperpigmentation. It can absolutely help regulate oil production and help minimize acne breakouts, and it is a nice antioxidant to use alongside others. I'd say that niacinamide is a complementary ingredient that works alongside other actives rather than like a standalone must-have, if that makes sense. And I want to share with you some of my personal favorites, keeping with that maximum 5% strength, because I really don't see any value in pushing past that. You can get some great benefits from niacinamide in a 1 to 5% strength without the risk of all those side effects, irritation, and in a lot of cases burning skin, which is something we never want. Now, one of my personal favorites is this one from The Ordinary. This is The Ordinary Niacinamide 5% Face and Body Emulsion. Now, The Ordinary have their 10% niacinamide, which again, very much guilty of increasing that concentration for no apparent reason. Not a fan of that product at all. And they came out with this, I think, as a result of people looking to minimize the amount of niacinamide they have. This is almost like their reformulation, even though the original 10% is still in production. This is great. You can use it on the face, you can use it on the body. It's really inexpensive. That 5% is perfect, and it's an emulsion. So I actually think the formulation of this, the base formulation, is better than the original niacinamide. So if you're still using the ordinary niacinamide 10%, switch to this. You will get far greater results, less irritation, and it just feels nicer on the skin. I absolutely love the Stratia Lipid Gold. This has been a favorite of mine for years. It was one of the first products I spoke about here on the channel when I set it up 5 years ago. Still going strong. I love this product. And a lot of brands will say that niacinamide will boost the barrier function of the skin, help heal the skin. It kind of can, but you need a lot of other ingredients to achieve that. And Stratia have done the work for us. This product has that 5% niacinamide, which is perfection, but it's also got all those lipids, those ceramides, those other barrier boosting ingredients. If your skin is going through it at the moment, maybe, we're coming out of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere, your skin might be dry, sensitive, and you want to get it in tip-top health for summer, this product is a must-have. It is amazing, feels beautiful on the skin, uses that niacinamide responsibly alongside some other amazing ingredients, and it's super affordable. This is amazing, and use it as your moisturizer. This is so hydrating. Most of us can do without having a moisturizer after. Use this as like a barrier boosting niacinamide serum and a moisturizer all in one. An absolute favorite of mine. Now, if you like a dose of niacinamide in a mist form, which, mists, essences and toners are very popular, you can go for this. This is the PSA Skin Dew Halo. 5% niacinamide alongside amino acids, calming and soothing ingredients, and quite a few brightening ingredients in here too. This will get you glowing to the gods. So if you're using niacinamide to boost radiance and luminosity in the skin, use this, because you're getting that 5% niacinamide, but you're also getting it alongside a plethora of other beneficial ingredients. Spritz of this at the start of your skincare routine, and honestly, you'll be glowing to the gods. No sensitivity and irritation because you're using a responsible amount. And this is a good formulation that's actually come out after all of that niacinamide hype died down. PSA, definitely some of the good guys in the skincare industry. Finally, if you're using your niacinamide as an antioxidant to protect the skin, I think going for a sunscreen with a touch of niacinamide in is kind of like a no-brainer. Niacinamide will help reduce inflammation, oxidative stress, and hyperpigmentation, all the things that the sun exposure can cause. So having a sunscreen with just a touch of niacinamide in is phenomenal. That's why when I created my own, this is the Mad About Skin Protect and Hydrate sunscreen, I put that niacinamide in a 1.5% concentration to add the antioxidant benefit, to help minimize the risk of hyperpigmentation, and to really complement the sunscreen. This is a responsible concentration of niacinamide there for a reason. It's not, opting for 10 or a 15%, which you just don't need. It's a little touch of an ingredient to help give some additional benefits beyond what you're already getting in a great sunscreen product. So this is for people that want a real low dose of niacinamide for those antioxidant benefits and to fight some excess hyperpigmentation risk. This is one for you. I also created it in 100 ml. This is 100 ml rather than the 50 ml that most sunscreens for the face seem to come in now. double the product, meaning we're not buying new product all the time. This will last a lot longer, so kinder to the pocket. And I have thrown in a cheeky little discount code for anyone that wanted to try this out. Throw in a cheeky discount code down in the description box below to get you 25% off, to hopefully help you reset your relationship with niacinamide. Stronger doesn't always mean better when it comes to niacinamide. Using a little in a responsible and well thought through way really can deliver great benefits. Using a touch of niacinamide alongside other brightening ingredients will get your glow game on point, like this one by PSA. Using alongside new generation sunscreen filters will help protect the skin, but also lower the risk of a hyperpigmentation response. Choosing a nice, affordable option in a beautiful, rich emulsion is a great way of just minimizing your overuse of niacinamide while still maintaining the benefits. And of course, if you're using it for the barrier function, that Stratia Lipid Gold is absolute perfection. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions down in the comment section below. And wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.